Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. In our last episode, we got sponges! Spongy. And we are going to be getting that production line going here in a minute. I do want to start out by mentioning the spoilage thing that we discovered last episode. And yeah, it turns out there was a Factorio patch back in April. That it was at the end of April, so it wasn't that long ago. I guess that's about a month and a half or so. And basically, they changed result is always fresh to, and I guess it was a bug according to them. I mean, they said fixed a bug where or something. At least I think that's how they phrased it in the patch notes. Let me double check that actually. Factorio patch notes. Setup 2.0. Spoil. Yada yada. Fixed that recipes using result is always fresh would start spoiling at the tick crafting instead of the tick crafting finished. At the tick crafting started instead of unfinished. So yeah, apparently they considered that to be a bug. So when this is set to true right here, it now will only start spoiling when the crafting is finished, which is a huge deal. I don't know if you remember, but when we set up all these buildings, we had to control the inserters instead of the building, because if we pause the building, then it'll keep spoiling whatever it's halfway crafted. But that's not the case anymore. So now you can just control the buildings. So this is a huge change. And as far as I can tell, it affects every single item that spoils in pyanodons. It feels like globally all items spoil that way. I haven't yet found one, and that doesn't mean there isn't one. It's interesting, I can't do Control-Shift-F on this. Huh. You can't use the prototype explorer from here. I guess that's another reason you still need FNEI. Recipe book can't do everything. Anyway, but I need the recipe. How do I find the recipes from the item? I actually don't know if you can. Interesting. Can I find it? Is this the recipe? No, that's the item still. Do I need to go into the tech, maybe, to find it? Anyway, result is always fresh, true. I have yet to find a false, but there's, you know, probably hundreds of items that spoil. Interesting. Well, all that to say, I'm pretty happy about this. This is a pretty massive change to how you can set spoilage stuff up. It also just makes it far easier to guarantee you never end up with spoiled outputs on the outputting building of the spoilable thing, which is pretty huge. So all in all, I'm like kind of just amazed, because I kind of got half of what I wanted. Now, for recipes that don't start fresh, it doesn't matter. Those will start spoiling when they start crafting. So if you think about Space Age Factorio, you know, where you're going from the farmed item to the Yumako mash to the, you know, bio whatever to the green research packs, like those are not resetting the freshness on craft. So those will just continue spoiling the whole time, and those start spoiling on the machine starting the craft. So the idea of that is that you can never stop the spoilage. As soon as you get the fruit out of the planet, it begins spoiling, and at that point, you're on a timer. And that's the whole point of that system. I actually think that's really cool. There's no way to pause it. You can't pause it by crafting. It doesn't pause when it's in the building, because it's already inherited the freshness from its ingredients, and now the thing that it's crafting is already spoiling before it's done crafting, so you can't pause the building, you know, and that makes sense to me. But because pyanodons is not horrible to us, it is terrible, but it's not terrible. You know, it's not doing the thing where items inherit spoiled timers. So because of that, we now have this added benefit of all of our items are going to be fully fresh when they come out, even if you pause the building for 10 minutes. And that's so nice. I'm so thankful for that. Anyway, let's just go get started. We'll come back for the rest here in a minute. And yeah, I'm a happy person after that news. Alright, and what are we doing now? We're setting up sponges. We were looking at cotton guts, maybe. I did increase the overall output, and we were looking at, do I need to change anything because of that? Let me look at... I mean, it does mean we're going to need 12 repro complexes for zippier eggs. Just a lot of zippier eggs. Not a ton of fish, though. 0.3 fish. How much fish did I make? Yeah, I mean, we already have that much fish. Well, maybe not. We have 0.53 fish, but half of it's going into eggs. So we'll see. Alright, get all these built. That was really satisfying to watch the waves of bots. And then we're gonna need to grab a couple of those out. I guess just one. Where'd they go? Oh, my bots immediately stole them. That's hilarious. I need to turn off the bots. For a minute. I still don't know automatic ghost revive. I don't know what mod enabled that, but I don't need it. I don't like having this not be a nice rectangle. Okay, so I'm just gonna do one here. So that we can produce them as fast as possible. Okay, that's a pretty fast craft. Those start decaying immediately, but we can throw them in here. Get a couple sponges. Definitely not fast. Okay, sweet. I mean, that's the build. This is the sponge output. Let's get it hooked up. And how fast did this plan to make sponges? Apparently I thought sponges were plants. Well, that was a mistake. It still feels like a plant to me. I know it's not, but... anyway. This is making an output of only 0.2 a second. And they stack to 50. Why can't I do math? So 500 every 1,000 seconds. 1,500 an hour, which is 30 stacks. So we can just let the thing fill up. We'll just let the thing fill up. And then we do need to measure. How do I measure this? Oh, also this is gonna have, hold on. I screwed this up. Because this is gonna have sponges still on it potentially as well. Oh geez. Okay, hold on, I have an idea. So output, and it could have quartz on it as well. So we need to output to the right only the full sponges. Everything else will go to the left. And this is where we might have quartz as well. So then to the right, we'll put sprouts back onto the belt, which might turn into quartz, and that's okay if they do. And then quartz will be brought out. Really? Really, you gonna do me like that? Quartz will be brought out here, and then we need to bring some wood over for burning purposes. Alright, and then burn the quartz. Craft a few of these guys. Okay, so that gets rid of all quartz. Propene is now researched. What did that unlock? Where are you, propene? It unlocked lead and syngas to make propene. That's pretty simple. And what does that do for us? I guess it's how we get acetone. And cumene. Okay. Fine. Let's go get our other sponges. You know what? I actually think it might be faster to just drive up. Run over to here. Look at this. We actually have a full crafting complement. That's wonderful. Alright. 2 more sponges and sweet. I'm keeping the Arqad stuff back there as like, who knows what kind of backup we might need someday kind of thing. You know, just the just in case. Oil sands extraction is next. There's a tree in my way. Okay, and then I'll give this one the sponges. And right now it's crafting at 0.667, so 2/3. So it takes 100. So it takes about 2 minutes per sponge right now. And then, is that really 4 minutes per sponge? Because one of these sponges has to go back to there to make the next set of 2. So it has to grow up 2 sponges to only have grown up more. Well, what am I trying to say? It takes like 4 minutes to grow up 4 sponges, or 2 sponges, which then to get the ingredients for that we needed 1 sponge. So we really only grew up 1 sponge. Yeah. We're only netting 1 sponge every like 3 or 4 minutes right now, so it's pretty slow. But after an hour, you know, we'll come back and we'll have a lot more sponges to work with. The problem is right now it's prioritizing making more sprouts, which we may not want to do. Be right there. So I might need to manually come and intercept that, because this is gonna have too many sprouts. So we're gonna disable these buildings based on something. I mean, a simple thing would be to like read this belt. And it's a corner belt. I guess that could be risky. Let's do that belt. I don't know. I don't remember if corner belts hold the same amount of items. I don't think they do. So if it's less than 3, I know we could do less than 4, but all right. So yeah, what we really need is the next couple sponges to go and turn into modules. And I might just babysit the process by adding that in, so it'll steal the sponges off before they get a chance. And we'll come back and manually help stuff out. Oh, those don't even have power yet. Cool. Get that fixed. Sweet. Okay, so sponges are a go. There's one more. Make things a little faster. I'll steal that one. Make things a little faster. And we're still got 2 more to make here. So, sweet. What next? Oh, these also have the bugged icon. I think that's been fixed for the whatever version, you know, next time a patch gets pushed out. What next? So sponges. I guess next we could work on the cotton gut farm. That seems reasonable. Yeah, this is just a huge amount of cotton guts. I don't even know, like, what to do about this. Because we've got moondrops set up separately, so really... And we're gonna need 600 cotton gut studs? I mean, that's nuts. It's ludicrous. Do we even have that many? I need to get that going if we don't. Uh-oh. That's bad. That's bad. Yep, this is bad. Wait, what? What? When did I... Hold the phone. Why is worker food not showing up here at all? I know I removed a couple things, but... What? I didn't remove everything. Did I? Apparently. Huh. Okay, well, we gotta go fix that real quick. I might just use logistics bots. Because they can carry 3 worker food, which represent... Yeah, that feels easy enough. Wait. Brain carrier, where do you... Oh, never mind. We've already got somebody set up for the task. They're just not going to the right place. I needed to switch them and I forgot. So now they just need to go here. Fill cargo. Okay. So that'll get us some food. We'll wait for him. While he's going and fetching that, we'll look at cotton gut studs. Let me grab some more food. We've already got it automated. I don't think we need to automate it a second time. All we need to do is shove the food into one of these boxes. I forget which one. I think it might be this one. And we end up with a lot of cotton gut stud pups. Why are they not being grown up? We need this building to not be running. Okay, wait a second. The output of this building... Why is it bringing stud pups up to 1,200? Oh, because I needed those for breeding Mark II, that's why. So I wanted to have a bunch of those built up. But now I want a bunch of studs built up too. Okay. I think that actually works out properly then, because then this will... When we use up enough stud pups, this will start running again. So yeah, that actually all works out. So now this should be adding more studs to the mix. Okay, so that's good. I don't know how much exactly 200 food will get me there, but it'll be something. And now, by now we should have some worker food over here. There we go. And I'm gonna take 10 and feed our friend over to the west here. Alright. So he's not out of fuel anymore. So we need mass cotton guts. And what's next? Let me just drink some coffee and take stock here. We needed how many Arqads? 0.084? So we should be fine on that. Because this build that we have is making... Wait a second. I'm way short on honey. But why? I don't know. How much honey do we actually need? About 1 a second. Not too much. How much wax do we need? Because now I'm making that out of honey too. So the extra wax that we need is coming from wax barrels, which is coming from Arqad honey barrels. Which means 0.084. So we need like 120%. Maybe 115%. 18 is overshooting. I'd like to overshoot by a tiny bit, so that's fine. So this is saying I need 20 apiaries making honey to support. And the queen making is a pretty small percentage of this, right? Like if we look at nests, yeah, we only need 8% extra nests to support queen making, so that's not crazy. So 12 making nests, 8 making Arqads, and wait, this is the wrong one. Shoot, my bad. I thought I had clicked on this one too. That's what's crazy. Because I knew it was the second one down that had the turd beacon plugged in. That's my bad. Okay, anyway, so redoing these numbers properly. Wax is coming from wax barrel. And that's coming from honey barrels. And then honey barrel production needs to be multiplied by 118%. Oh, maybe 19? 18.5. Perfect. Okay, so anyway, that is the new and better number, and we still need 12.5. We need 1 making queens constantly. Need 6, 8. Let me go see what we actually have here. So we've got 8 here, that's enough. We do not have 10, so we need 4 more making nests, which I already have set up for that. And I need like double, I need 12, maybe 14 making honey. But what's weird is I'm not out of honey. So I'm confused. Wait, I'm out of maggots. Wait, why is this? Oh no. My wax is backed up for some reason. Isn't that the whole point of having top up here? I guess something went wrong. I need more wax storage in this. Okay. Well, we got things to fix. Do I have apiaries? No. Where are apiaries? I only have 3. Okay. So we need some apiaries here. Apiary hydrocarbon plant. I need at least, what, 6, 4? I need 10 more. Maybe 12. And they're expensive, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I mean, medium. Oh yeah, no, they need automated factories. So yeah, they're expensive. Because those need gearbox and shafts, which are a lot of Phoenix and duralumin and titanium and steel and more Phoenix. Each gearbox is 2 shafts, so that's 6 shafts total. So that's 30 Phoenix for 1 automated factory. Yeah, that adds up. Anyway, we'll let that finish. The fact that it's stopped up, though, I kind of want to fix that immediately. That's a problem. And then we need to go check on our sponges anyway. Actually, let's do sponges first. Then Arqad stoppage. Then go get the apiaries. Yum. Okay, so sponges, we should have a few more by now. Only 2? Oh, bummer. Finish that building out. This one's gonna end up getting one of the sprouts, I think, because of the way these insert are. That's a fast and this is a mechanical. Oh, it grabbed it. It just barely got it. Nice work. Alright. That doesn't feel like it should be possible, but I guess it's just the way the grabbing works. It wouldn't work probably for 3 in a row, but it worked for 2 in a row. A little bit of wiggle room there. Okay, so that actually works relatively fast now. And then that'll make 2 sponges, which I will let... No, what am I doing? I'll just like rotate that for now or something. So we'll let those pass through to keep turning into more and more sprouts. So we'll get a bit more of a sprout collection going. And then just down here is Arqad's. So the problem that seems to be happening here is not enough of a buffer for used combs or something. So I'm just gonna do this, because this just solves my problem directly. And this should be a closed loop. The used combs from maggots. Let me just remind myself how this all works. The used combs from maggots going to the wax for empty honeycombs is a closed loop, I think. Because 5 used comb, yeah, that gives me the full 50 wax, and the full 50 wax makes the full 5 empty honeycombs, and the full 5 empty honeycombs gives me the full 5 filled honeycombs, which goes back to being 5 to 5. So that is a closed loop. So having a buffer here is all we need to guarantee that it'll be fine. And if we ever run out of wax in this pipeline for some odd reason, then we have a top-up valve adding more into it. But that shouldn't be necessary very often. That will only happen once, probably, which is when we expand this to have more buildings. Yeah. And then now we can go grab the buildings. Well, if they're done. How fast is the auto mall? I don't know if I quite understand how fast it is. It's still going. We're up to... No, we have the 12 buildings now, so it's basically done. It's just making... Why is it making so many extra? Uh-oh. I don't like how many extra it's making. Did I hook up something wrong here? How'd we end up with 13? Maybe because of the 1 tick delay? I don't actually know. But yeah, why did we make so many extra too? I thought the way we set up the system was meant to not make extras. Maybe it's because of the delay when they're being carried in the air to this one. You know what? That's probably it. Yeah, I see it now. That's an interesting kind of byproduct. Just the way the auto mall works, we're pretty much always going to get some extra. Because, and I don't really know if there's a way to fix this. I mean, there's always a way to fix it, right? So it's Turing complete circuitry, so of course you can fix it. You could do anything, but whether it's feasible or reasonable to do it is a different question, especially for one with my lack of circuit talent. But basically what's happening, at least I think this is what's happening, it's a reasonable explanation, at least it sounds like one to me, is so we've ordered 12 here, and the items get delivered into these chests, but that's channel 0. So then they get moved, because we know we are asking for them on channel 1. They get moved to here, and then a bot picks them up from here and starts carrying them to here. in that moment, that item is now no longer counted as being in network 1. So then, let's say this is the 12th one that's being carried over. This thing is saying, hey, we want 12, and maybe it's carrying over 2 at a time even. And it's like, oh, well, we only have 10, so order 2 more. And the system already makes 1 extra, so then it makes 3 more. So it's just gonna make some extras, is what I'm getting at. Because we've got 1 in there, we've got 2 in there, so we ended up with 3 extra. And maybe 1 in one of these. No, none in here. So we ended up with 4 more than we asked for. So that's just kind of a good thing to note, is like, that is very possible. Oh, shoot. I forgot to turn that off before I did that. Well, now we definitely get some extra for later. Well, okay. Fair enough, I guess. Well, I definitely am taking the ones we have here then. If I can find them. Oh, they already got delivered. It is a cool system, the auto mall. I am a big fan of it. I don't know exactly how it all works, but I'm a big fan of it. So we'll go get sponges going. Sponge babysitting. We're at 182 hours. Closing in on the 200 mark. Gosh, so it's only like 2 weeks away, roughly. The 200-hour stream. That'll be a fun one. I will announce the date when I know more. Oh, see, it didn't get both that time. Interesting. It's not deterministic. That's actually very interesting. Okay, and we're gonna get that one started. And then we'll capture the next set of sponges, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 going. Plus whatever's on the belt. Now I could just do a splitter for now. That's probably the best way to do it. So this way we maintain sprout density. Maybe density is the wrong word, but we maintain our sprout count, and we're just sandbagging all the extra sponges. And then once in a while I'll put, this is actually exactly what I did with Tufra. Once in a while I'll put a few sponges into sprouts so that we have more sprouts total that are going at once. But for now, this is actually probably the best way to do it. When it's just an exact 1-to-2 ratio, this is, I guess, a nice way for it to happen. So these can just make a bunch of sponges. Right now, we're at about 1 a minute. And that's only with having 8 of them. So after 8 more minutes, we'll have doubled our rate. So yeah, I mean, this will go pretty fast. Well, no, it's I guess it's not 1 a minute. It's 1 every 2 minutes, because we have to put half of them back into here. So in 16 minutes we'll be doubled, and then in another 16 minutes we'll be roughly doubled. So this is about an hour to 2 away from being done. It's so funny because it feels like since it's exponential it should be faster than that, but it takes a while for each step of the exponential equation to happen. Alright, what am I doing next? Cotton guts? No, we need to go set up the apiaries. I feel like this is close enough to being done. Or did we finish one already? Surely there's a sponge on here somewhere. I wonder what the timing is. How many seconds does it take to get it around this whole thing? Quite a while. It's 160 units, so over a minute of a delay to get all the way around. Oh, you know what else I need to do? We need to be measuring the sprouts. I guess we'll just do a 2-stage control because that works as well. So we'll stop if we have too many sprouts on the belt. And I don't know if that's 20 or some other number. Then we'll stop inserting sponges to be turned into sprouts as well. So, because what number do we actually need there? So the full thing is going to be consuming like 0.4 sprouts per second. I'm just trying to remember all my numbers. One item, if we wanted to count belts, we have roughly 200. So if I had 200 sprouts on the belt, that would be enough for 1.8 items per second. So I need about 50 sprouts on the belt at full consumption rate. And things buffer, so 50... Maybe I'll change that to about 60 sprouts on the belt, just to be safe. And this needs to be hold all belts. So then 60 sprouts. Yeah, and this has a good long way to back up here. After, if we're at 60 sprouts, these will then stop running once sea sponges are backed up to here. But these will keep running, and they'll finish off all the sprouts. Okay. Sweet. Now let's go fix our apiaries. Oops. I actually didn't want to hop on the train for once. Okay, so down here, we just need to copy this one. Actually, we need to copy up here so that we get the wire connection even. I can paste it like that, and like that. And is that how many I needed? 10? Yeah, 10 making nests. And I need to go grab some more wasps. Shouldn't I have more queens? These each have one in there. Wait, what are they measuring? What is being measured? Oh, the logistic network contents. I see. And this requester has one. So we have 6 total. Okay. Anyway. Grab some waspies here. We do have the 8 for the output, which we don't need. We only need 6 for the output. We need 10 nests. We only need 2 making maggots, which is... Oh, that's with Vrauk 2s. Oh, I need to change these to Vrauk 2s. Okay, that's another part of this project, I guess. So there's the 10 making nests. And then this setup. I'm just gonna break this for a moment. And boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then it turns around at the end. Get everything delivered. See, that one's fine. I just doubled the length, so I'll go to 100. 100 of those. Okay. Sweet, so now I need to go grab Vrauk Mark 2s. What if we had Vrauk Mark 1s? I need 4.3 of them? Am I doing math wrong? I guess 1.9 is slightly less than half. Why would it be slightly less than half? I'm actually really confused. Shouldn't... What? Did I do the turd wrong? One and one should be correct. Oh, it's because the speed. Oh, the speed is a flat reduction. So actually having... That's interesting. Yeah, look. It barely makes it faster. Well, wait a second. That's not even right. Because I'm not being clear, but the actual module that goes in here is dependent on the tier of building. So, where is the one that we were just looking at? This one. So... Okay, now that's bogus. That's bogus. So, because of this thing, it's faster. Oh, but there's 20 module slots. Hold on. Never mind. Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. If you fill up the module slots, this is still faster. Okay, never mind. I thought for a second we were gonna have this weird, like, it's actually faster to use a lower tier building with higher tier modules because of how the math works. But I forgot that they also give you more module slots. So all works out in the end. Anyway, I don't really need the Mark II Vrauks because 5 is enough as is, and I already have 5. So, in fact, I have 6, so that's good enough. Now these are all running. The wax is actually running here for a second because we needed, yeah, we needed more honeycombs to get all these buffered, which makes sense because they're all buffering 6 apiece. So that's a few hundred wax that we've got extra. This is all good to go. So I think everything's fine now. We just needed a bit more production. So now this is making 10 a minute. Yeah, Arqad nests are good to go. Let me get rid of... I'm holding a couple random things here. Okay. Cool. Arcads are running again, and we'll get up to 2,000 of those. Let's go check on the sponges, and then we'll probably call it an episode. Short train ride here. Oh. Yeah, we know. No! Did not want those to be delivered there. These haven't gotten any, hopefully. Alright, so this is definitely a slow process, but it's going. It's going. You know, I thought something looked wrong here. There we go. We were not actually doing saline water properly. Now, what are we doing here? How does this work again? So as soon as we have 50,000, it actually makes all of that 50,000 available. It's not like just the amount that's over 50,000 is available to the trash network. So that works properly. And this looks weird, but is fine. There's part of me that wonders, like, can I S-bend this one? I can. That would be slightly less weird. Wait, no, that doesn't... Sorry, that doesn't actually fix anything. It would only be if somehow this one could attach to this one. Well? No, but then we don't have room for a second train. See, this is the problem, actually. If 2 trains ever come to pick up sponges at the same time, I'm hosed. Because this actually isn't enough space. I mean, okay, sorry, I should rephrase that. I'm not hosed. Like, that means a train will be sticking out into here, so until the first one gets loaded, the fluid trains to do Zogna and saline can't come through. Like, that's not the biggest problem. It is annoying, but it's not the biggest problem. It does mean, however, that this signal's pointless. So I might as well remove it. I could just make the train limit 1. For that. That, I guess, fixes the problem. And then 2 more sponges. I'll throw 1 more into the sprout making. Sweet. Okay, well. I feel pretty good about this. Look at our beautiful sea creature habitats. I think we'll call it an episode there. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.